Hello all, before we get into the recording, I'd just like to let you know we did have a slight issue with our Zoom equipment for this video and a few others going forward. It wasn't capturing over the Wi-Fi properly, so we've switched to a different editing software and it will improve a few videos from now. We're still just currently in a little bit of a backlog stage from our break over the summer. With that being said, I hope you can enjoy the video as is, and I promise we have moved to a proper editing software, and it will be improving in quality in a couple of weeks. Thank you!
Alright, welcome back to the Anime Club, people. Once again, we're talking about Saga of Tanya the Evil and production value. So this is a movie, so I hope we have something to say on this.
Okay, but I mean, like, it's the same as this show.
Oh, absolutely not, it isn't. You do not get them flying through the city like that in the show. In the show, they purposely avoid it and leave it as the sky background.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, other than having an increased budget so that they can fly through the city, the animation itself isn't any better. It's
it was much better in the show, in my opinion.
It didn't look like it to me.
I mean, I could see, like, maybe a little bit of more detail in some of the characters and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and it had a bit more of a filming aspect to it, but it definitely felt very much like the show with some more higher quality action scenes.
I mean, the style was the same as the show, but the actual quality of animation was leagues above the show, in my opinion.
I like how this is where we're differing from our earlier recording today, where I'm just like, I cannot see any difference, and Nick Nack's like, I see all of the difference.
I am the animation horror of the group, so like there are shows I watch purely because I love the Sakuga. This one actually, like that there's a final fight, like the final fight of the show. I'm not going to spoil what happens in the story. That fight to me was much better handled than any single fight in Tanya the show was. And even the fights in the early part of the show that are a little bit more in the style of the regular Tanya, there are still a few more things that go on with it that just make it a lot crisper to watch, in my opinion. Because it just has more frames. You see they make more liberal use of Sakuga. It's just what happens when you upgrade to a movie budget. And it does benefit, I think, because I found the fights in the original Tanya to be downright boring and unbearable. But that's just me.
Well said. That's just you. I'm kidding. I don't. I mean, maybe it's been a while since we've watched Tanya, so like, and I'm not a big fight scene enthusiast, so I didn't notice a difference, but it's also been over a year and I don't particularly care about the fight scenes. So I don't know. I mean, the soundtrack was great.
The soundtrack actually works basically the same as the show, though.
Yeah, but the soundtrack for the show was great, too.
Yeah, I mean, I still remember like the... And then that ED continues to be a bop.
Yeah, the ED is a fucking bop. That's great.
There's no OP because it's a fucking movie.
Yeah.
Was there an opening song at all? Oh, wait. Can we count that one part of the song?
Yeah.
Okay. I won't give away the context here, but there's a part where they just flat out start singing a national anthem.
Yeah.
It like goes into it's really weird scene. It's hilarious because it comes like out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
They just start singing, and it's so like, and it's not like they just start singing. They sing in the context of the scene, and then it cuts away to military footage.
Yeah,
of the parks in their city too. Like, it's a goddamn propaganda piece.
It was great. I loved it.
Yeah,
that was all. Like, if that had been part of a worse movie, that would have brought the movie to me to a so bad it's good moment.
Yeah,
that was not natural at all, but it was amazing. It woke me up.
It was a great moment.
Well, Nick Nack was sleeping during the entire
film. I wasn't sleeping. I was just on the cusp of falling asleep.
Yeah.
He was a corpse.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it hasn't exactly had an invigorating effect on me either. I'm sitting here yawning.
See, but I'm all energized entirely because of that last fight. So
I'm not. Differences in opinion, everybody. Differences in opinion.
And for me, for production value, I could really see it, especially during the point where we said, yep, this is where they blew the whole entire movie budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, and believe me, you will know when you see it, so we don't need to spoil you at what moment that is. But also, some of the pictures they actually showed really actually did show a lot of the animation value, how much they actually decided to sharpen that. Because like in the show, we actually didn't see too many like of those observation pictures. Now I'll just point out that.
Yeah, the show they generally try to avoid looking at the ground as much as possible. You'll notice.
Yeah.
A lot of the show it points towards the cloudier looking sky, like they do in some of the early parts of the movie as well. So you only get the moving characters in the show often.
I have no more contributions to production value.
All right. Well, unless Realm or Vorn have anything else to say, I think Seki's done. I've said my piece. Does anyone else have anything they want to contribute?
Nah, I've said my piece as well.
All right. We're moving on to story. See you next time. Try harder.